Hello all, Havoc here. Let's get ready to play some Space Engineers.
Okay, so here we are. We're floating away. Just floating. And floating. Almost seems like where we left off on our last episode, huh? Now, we're headed back out. We're gonna go pick up. I already took one little trip back. Very successful trip. No damage was caused. Everything survived the journey home. And we're headed back out to pick up our last ship out here. And so, yeah, we're just kind of just drifting along. Try not to use too much energy. Do we have our light on? No, okay, good. At the speed we're traveling at, we're gonna get there long before we run out of juice in our spacesuit, so we're good there. So you see that little cursor at the top left-hand corner of the screen. It says home. So a very astute individual, Mr. BB, pointed out the fact that we got all the way out here and there was no beacon home. That is correct. There wasn't, because as the other astute viewer, wrong button, Sean pointed out, our base is at 000. So at any point I could just drop a waypoint and tell it that I want to head home. So that's what I did. When I logged in this afternoon, I turned around and said, hey, you know what? I think I want to go home now. Set the waypoint to 000 and poof, we have a waypoint home. Auto Magica. And so, in theory, if we go right to this location, there will be a little ship here waiting for us. I see a glimmer. There it is. A little glimmer. A little magical hope. Let's not slam into it. I've done that a few times now. The last thing I want to do is get all the way out here and then die. And probably crush the cockpit too in the process. I don't know how many times I've done that too. So here we are. We're back out here. So one of the ships I took back, I started kind of retrofitting it. I like the ship, but it was lacking some thrusters in key directions, namely braking thrusters. Thing would go forward with a quickness, but stopping? No, not so much. No, don't know why, but there's an audio bug. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but now it's like super quiet. You go into audio settings and it's forgetting these settings. And it's really bothersome because I'll forget until it's too late. But today I remembered. So, let's see here. Just kind of looking around before we head back. We're gonna look around, may as well do it right. Okay. And we're all the way out here. The last thing we need to do is get all the way out here. And there'd be something really cool like right next to us. Let's see here. We want to head towards home. And full throttle. Let's kick this thing up to speed. We got some speed built up. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut away. And then when I come back, we will either be finding something cool along the way on the way home, or we'll be back at the base. So either way, see you on the other side of the cut. Okay, here we are. We're coming back up on home. Dampener's back on. Alright. So I parked those other ships different ends of the station. The big one, the what was it called? The Longsword. He's over here. And that small little defender drone, I think is what it was called, he's on the other side. We'll go to him first. We'll come back to the other guy. Besides, we parked the turtle over here anyway. Alright, so here's what we did. Was I removed the connector from the back of the turtle and put it on the bottom of this guy. He's pretty cool. I think we'll trim him up and use him for a work truck. Something to move stuff around the base. It's got equal thrusters in all directions, so he has a... or pretty much equal. I think his up-down's a little on the weak side. Yeah, it is. But, and his front back is as well. But that's okay. He stops well enough. See? Enough gyros. And he's got enough power that he doesn't overload. Alright, so let's go over what I did to this thing. You can see I kind of changed up the rear configuration. So the right side's the side that I've changed up. Not done yet, because he had this big shark fin looking thing on there. I cut that off, but I went with the new armor blocks, and I added a forward facing big thruster, because initially he had one, or sorry, I keep saying he. That's not very nice of me. The person who built this mod put one forward facing thruster in each direction. That's it. It was this guy right here, actually. That was the only forward facing thruster, one on each side. So you had all this power pushing it, but no brakes. So, I run into stuff. You guys have seen that. So I went, initially I'd gone and put these two up here. There was a light there to begin with. So, let's see here. Let me cut this out real quick. Try to fill this in a little bit. So, yeah, there was some lights here originally, and I was like, yeah, we need steel plates, that's what we need. We don't need lights on our ships, especially the lag-inducing mega large spotlight. So I went ahead and cut those off, and I realized, well, we can throw some thrusters up there. And so that's what I did. So we got some thrusters up there now. That looks better. And let's see here. So now it's about making it symmetrical. Getting what I put on the left side, add to the other side. I think a lot of this can go away. I think I'll probably cut a lot of this off and then taper the back end down. I might put one large thruster in the back. I kind of doubt it though. So we're going to end up with 4 large thrusters. So then I also played around with some of the more of the new sloped armor. This is the vanilla sloped armor. It's looking okay. A little bit of duckbill platypus looking thing going on, but overall I think it's okay. So a little bit more over here. Not sure how I feel about this, but I think I'm going to carry this look all the way across and try to smooth it out into here. Not sure yet, but it's something I'm going to work on a little bit here, a little bit there. But it's definitely a little bit more maneuverable. all the way around. I mean, it stops better. Might add a couple gyroscopes to it. I'm not sure. But if you guys do come across this ship... Oh, well, thank you for welding those up for me. That was kind of funny. You guys come across this ship, the entire bottom inside is pretty hollow. I mean, this ship is really empty. So there's a lot of room to add and change things up on this ship. This ship is really configurable. Let's see if I can cut a hole here. Whoop, I don't want to cut that. I don't want to cut that either. Wow, I'm not picking good spots to show off its internal workings. We want to cut this side open, so we're going to go ahead and go over here, I guess. Oh, not that. So, yeah, again, I'm not picking good spots to... so yeah, it's pretty hollow. You guys are gonna have to take my word for it. You can tell just by its depth. These tiered thrusters are like this is purely aesthetics. There's no real need for it. There's like a gyroscope in there tucked away. There's a camera here for when you're dogfighting and running. Yeah, there's a lot of empty space inside the ship, so if you do find yourself playing around with one of these, you know, just rest assured there's plenty of room. There's a couple of batteries in here as well. There's plenty of room in here to do a few different things, to change things up and refit the ship how you see fit. So let's see here. I think we're done going over the Longsword for now. Like I said, I'm gonna work on tailoring it to and smooth it out a little bit. Get it less boxy shaped. I kind of like that corner right there. So I'll work on getting rid of this corner and just slimming it up. You know, ships in space don't really need wings or fins and stuff like that. But when we get to atmosphere mods later on, when the game starts adding planets and stuff, we won't be taking these ships to planets. You know, we'll be taking a ship like the Kestrel into orbit above the planet and taking one of her shuttles to the surface. Or building some new shuttles. So that's where we're at with things. I was kind of hoping to get further with this guy today, so we can talk about him a little bit more in the episode, but it just didn't happen. So let's get some of this welded back up. Whoops. I'm using a really antiquated keyboard for my gaming rig today. I ordered a brand new keyboard and mouse for my gaming rig, and the day after I placed my order, I ordered it directly from Logitech. So I ordered a Logitech G910 Orion Spark, so it's pretty much Logitech's flagship keyboard, and a G700S mouse. I have the G700 already, so I was like, all right, cool, I'll take another one of those. So I have one for work and one for gaming. So I set up the transaction. Oh, that's the wrong color. And they actually took my money at first. My card was charged and everything. And I'm like, all right, cool. I got a sales order confirmation, the whole shebang. Next thing I know, the next morning, I should say, I wake up and my money's back in my account. no information to be found. So for some reason, Logitech decided to cancel my order. I got no confirmations. I go to their website with my sales order number and it's not to be found. So, and it sucks is that Amazon and Newegg, the two places that I actually order that kind of stuff from, are charging $100 more for the keyboard. So, no thanks Amazon, no thanks Newegg. I'll buy it from someplace else. So, I was gonna hit up a Best Buy. The closest Best Buy is, I think, an hour and a half. That's about an hour and a half away. And called them up, and they're like, "No, we don't have any in stock. We can check going to the other local ones if you want." And I was like, "Local other one is like 2.5, 3 hours away." "No, thank you, sir." So eventually I'll have a decent gaming keyboard and mouse for my gaming rig. Whoa, was not expecting him to be parked there. We gotta fix that. Put your toys away when you're done with them. Wow, this thing spins easily. Lots of gyroscopic action in this ship. Alright, so park this guy here. There we go. So we'll come out here, get some a little bit of work done to the station here. So yeah, the reason I brought that up is because I keep my keyboard. I keep hitting a key that's not one of the hotkeys because I use I normally use a Logitech 710 Plus, which has a row of the macroed G keys on the left hand side. I love the keyboard. I love Logitech's software. I like their hardware, and I just really bummed out that they just like up and canceled my order without. They didn't even send me a canceled order. I just, like I said, I just woke up the next morning and all my monies were there. So yeah, since the first day I saw that keyboard, I was like, okay, Logitech, you can just start taking my money now. I guess they don't want my money. Well, they'll get it one way or another, I guess, right? Like, if I order it from like Best Buy online or something like that. So, alright, so we've been talking about taking this down for a while. So, yeah. I would say now we're getting to the easy part. Yeah, boom. Like when they all snap at the same time. Alright. So, alright, we got I think I mentioned it quite a bit in our last video, but I want to bring it up some more. We've got a lot of the stability checking on our server done, our multiplayer server. We're looking pretty good. We got everything set. I mean, now I'm going to say this and nothing's going to work. So, do plan on recording, I believe, this weekend. So here we are. Let's see, what day are we on? I'm so confused. Here we are Monday. Okay, so we're on Monday, the 23rd. And we plan on doing some recording this coming weekend. And so how we're going to be doing this is because not everybody can have the same recording schedule as me, is we're going to record large amounts and then disperse it out through the week. This way, we can fit everybody's schedule a little bit easier, and we can still get a decent amount of content recorded. Usually either Saturday or Sunday we can get, 3 or 4 hours of game time in, and so that's kind of the path we plan on taking. So we can give you guys a consistent level of content, and yeah, it'll be less of me talking directly to you guys, or along the lines of us just pretty much derping, face planting into rocks, and improper use of gravity generators, and so on and so forth. All along those lines. In our test session, there was a spherical gravity generator on one of the stations that we random generated, and one of the guys was like, "Hey, let's turn this thing on." Oh, come on! I used this menu like 3 times today. I was like, "No, don't turn that on." And he's like, "Why? What's wrong? What's gonna happen?" I was like, "Dude, you have no idea." So, as you guys all know, me and gravity generators just do not get along. Well, spherical gravity generators at least just do not get along. And so he's like, well, "No, really, what's going to happen?" I was like, "Worst case is we all die." And he starts laughing and then turns it on. But I was able to get to it beforehand. We made sure the gravity level was low, and no one died. It actually ended up working exactly how we had wanted it to work every other time we'd use a gravity generator, which is really frustrating. So I was pretty excited, though. I was like, all right, cool, this is working exactly how it's supposed to. And yeah, I'm like, why didn't it do this in my series? And it just didn't. So we're gonna end up cleaning this up a little bit more here. I don't want to run this episode too long today. I don't have a lot to focus on specifically. I think in the next coming episodes, we're going to start getting back to the Kestrel's gantry system, so we can get that finished up. And back up here on top. Yeah, so I think that's what we're going to go with. We're going to use the wheeled system, how I had kind of brought up in... it's been a long week. I don't even remember where I brought it up. Let's see. We're going to go with something that looks something like... I had it all drawn up in my head earlier. So I'm going to put a block down here like this. Then we're going to go ahead and use the blast doors again, but in a different configuration. Maybe. Let's try typing it. Alright, here we go. So we're going to go with the standard vanilla O blast door. And we're going to go with this one, and we're going to go with this one. So basically we're going to use it down here because it's smaller, like so. We're going to come up like so. And the other vessel, the actual planking system, or the gantry system that we're going to use, this is going to run the whole length of the side. So I'll have to basically start out there and then work my way in. Those are going to... I don't know why I have the tool on. These are going to go away. These will all get removed. The stops will get... That stop down there will get removed. And let's see, I think I want to put... This comes off. That comes off. This goes here. Yes. This goes here. Okay. As this block, maybe? Yes, that's what I wanted. It was like that. Okay. So then what we're going to end up doing is putting our 3 tall wheel inside here. So since this block is shorter, we're going to double check this right now. Since that block is not shorter, please be shorter. Okay. As I was saying, since this blast door block is shorter than a full height block, the motor and the rotor system for the tire will be able to pass over the top of this, hopefully not causing too much damage, and then we'll have a 3 tall tire right here. So we'd have, in theory, this would be up here like this. This would be the platform right here. And then three high, this guy right here will go like that. Wheel could not be placed. So obviously the wheel's gonna have to come first. Frustrating. This is why we can't have nice things. What are you doing down here, buddy? Alright. Alright, so this will be like this. I'm gonna get some room in my inventory by welding these up. Alright, so that goes like that. I'm gonna take this back out so we can get the wheel in. There we go. Get rid of this. Boom. Alright, let's go back to number 7. Wheel cannot be placed. Why? It's 1, 2, 3. Was I in the way? Come on, Havoc, eat more Subway. Just totally in the way. There we go. Wheel cannot be placed. Okay, this is rather annoying. I think it's because it's too high or too low. So we're going to try moving up a level. There. So that's glitchy. So what we'll end up having to do is, well, it becomes a basic, it becomes its own entity anyway. So what we'll end up doing is when we cut this block out, this is going to fall. Because this is not going to be built as a station as it is right now. It'll be built as a large ship. Actually, we'll build it as a station at first and then convert it to a large ship. So we could do this. Boom, boom. So we could do that actually if we wanted to. So the cool part is that if we do this and we put the correct blast door, not this one, right here, like so, we'll have a runner system to keep the tires in place. We have a rotor displacement that will be able to pull the rotor in and out and so on and so forth. So the wheels, we'll put as many of them as we can on this back end side and a lot of artificial mass to try to keep this thing pulled down to the ground. We have the gravity systems in place to help it with that as well. And then who knows, maybe we can, once this thing's ran in and out a few times, we could do something like this. And this is almost where I wish I was in creative. Almost. I think it's more fun talking about it while it's actually working. And then do something like this. Once we make sure that it's working properly, is we take and put another set of blast doors going the other direction like that. So that can help control the up and down both. So that wheel would just be sitting right outside of here and rolling along on this deck floor. I think it's less things to go wrong, but just way more complicated to build. So yeah, I think I'll try to get working on this as well so we can get something going. I'm trying to get back to being focused on the projects we have lined out, but as of late, with the repeated failures on this project, it's been rather hard to get back to being focused on the projects at hand versus the shiny things that keep getting my attention, like red ships flying by. I really want to start capturing those ships. That's a ton of resources that are just literally flying by. This, what happened? What happened here? There's P-bone. Why did that not get... Could have swore we put everything in place. Okay. So another thing with our survival world multiplayer is it will have meteors. So that was a request, and they will be there. Oh, I keep hitting those buttons that aren't there. So that's going to be it for today. A lot of derping. Not so much derping, actually. I take that back. We got 3 ships home safely. Not one of them took damage. So, not bad. So, I'm going to wrap it up here. Like I said, tomorrow I think we're going to try to get some of the framework for the Kestrel gantry set in place. And then we'll go from there. See what we can get done. Either work on that some more, or maybe work on the Longsword some more. Oh, excuse me. Small burpee there. And we'll go from there. So, let's have it. Have fun. And keep gaming.